What's up, Business Freedom Podcast listeners? So hopefully you're digging this string of podcasts in the area of productivity. And, you know, when it comes down to it, there's not like this magical, easy button to build a real estate team that's profitable, systems driven, and all the good stuff we talk about here on the podcast. There's not a whole lot of magic to it. And so when I look at this sort of string of podcasts, this is like all the best advice I could give you about the strategies in terms of your productivity and how to move closer to meaningful goals via the daily, weekly, monthly practices, and how you kind of put it all together in such a way that you can actually achieve the goals that you set out for yourself. And the podcast today is, I think I said this on the last podcast, and so I don't want to be that guy that is like, everything is the most important. And this one is like, I say half the battle a lot. So there's probably like 7 of these in a row that I've said, you know, this is half the battle. This one though, when you look at, and this has nothing to do with business, but your ability to show up in your business, in your life outside of business really depends on you maximizing your energy levels. And it comes through things that you'll be challenged to do with your physical body and taking care of your physical body. And this is one thing that I know, you know, I've struggled with this. You know, I'll go through periods of time right now as I'm recording this podcast, you know, God help me to stay with what I've achieved. I am just over 5 months. So April 15th of 2019, I started on a just clean eating. I cut out sugar. I cut out alcohol. So I'm 5 months and 1 day, no alcohol. It's not like I had a lot of alcohol, but anywhere from 2 to 5 drinks a week, you know, and not during the week. Typically it would be on a Saturday or maybe a Sunday or a Friday night. I'd grab a drink after work, you know, so I wasn't every day. And so I cut those things out, and I'm really feeling like I've lost 30 pounds, which is the byproduct of doing those things. My energy level though, we've had our best, you know, quarter with Real Estate B School in terms of new members coming in, crushing our sales targets, me showing up and leading the different functions. I run sales and marketing for the company. And so I'm leading 2 people that need me to show up at a high level so they can reach their goals, you know, financially. And so I feel the weight of that in a good way. I feel responsibility for the whole team. And I've never felt better about both businesses, really. And I know it's because I feel good about the things that I'm doing, and not just in my physical body. We cover a little bit of the morning routine and how I start out in the Bible, and I meditate, and I do a gratitude practice every day, mostly every day. And so today, though, we're going to talk about the power of maximizing your energy levels and how to go about maximizing your energy levels. And it's really just, it's 4 things. And I want you to keep this simple. It's 4 things that you need to do on a regular basis for you to show up in your life with the energy you need to kick butt in the home, in terms of being a dad or a mom, a husband or a wife, a friend. So you have friendships that you're wanting to cultivate, having the energy and the margin for those relationships, and to also go into your business day and then have the energy left over at the end of the day. You know, in our businesses, when you bring someone else into your world, you take on this massive responsibility, you know, because you're now saying like, come join what I'm doing, and I'm going to make this journey. So if it's a salesperson that's joining your team, I'm going to make this journey easier for you. And I'm going to model something in my life that's worth emulating. I really do believe when you have people that are surrounding you, you can't now just kind of do what you want, drink and eat like crap, eat a bunch of sugar, don't work out, show up to the office late, you know, you're overweight, you're not. So that's not a judgment as much as like you have people that are relying on you because you've let them into your world, and now the responsibility is on you to take care of yourself emotionally, physically, and spiritually so that you can lead and manage those folks and help them achieve their goals. I really, really mean that. So there's 4 things I want to make sure that you know are just the basics of being able to maximize your energy levels. Number 1 is to get more sleep. And you're going to have to play with this a little bit. I have this, this ring. I'll show it in the video here. It's called the Aura ring, and there's lots of ways you can track your sleep now, but I highly recommend you track your actual sleep. So last night, I only slept. My total sleep time was 7 hours, 3 minutes. My time in bed was 7 hours, 33 minutes. My resting heart rate was 45. I did get 2 hours and 4 minutes of deep sleep. So you can see there, it's just an app that tracks your sleep, and it's the Aura ring, O-U-R-A. I love it. My wife let me have it as my wedding ring. So it's the only piece of jewelry. Well, I guess I have my watch there. But it's the only piece of jewelry, only ring that I wear is the Aura ring. And I found for me that 7.5 hours of sleep is really my sweet spot. If I go, if I look back, we had an event last week and I didn't get great sleep actually. And so I can see, so the first day of the event, that Sunday night going into Monday, I couldn't sleep. I was just so anxious and excited. My total sleep time was 5 hours and 6 minutes. And I got a sleep score of 74. It was horrible. The next night I slept a little better because I was tired, 6 hours and 46 minutes, but still not where I needed to be. The next night, that Tuesday night going into our 3rd day, which is our boardroom day, closed door session for our larger teams, it was 8 hours and 13 minutes. And then I did 6:41 because we got home late that night, then 7:43, 7:05, 7:53, 7:03. So for me, sleep is everything. There's no way to hack this. There's no way to get around it. If you're getting less than 7 hours consistently, you've got to reevaluate. It's 7 to 9 hours that an adult needs a really high quality sleep in order to refuel, to clear. They say there's lots of science around this, and I'm not going to try to explain like I understand it all. Basically, your brain, it reboots. It sort of cleans itself at night. Your body rests at a very deep level and it recharges and gets ready for the next day. You just got to figure out what it is for you. There's no way to hack it. I would start with 7.5 as the target and see if that works. If you do this for a week and you get, let's say, 8 hours of sleep for a full week and you're used to getting 6.5, the whole world will be different. You'll wonder, how do I make that happen? Go back to the last episode. Look at time blocking and time block how your evening needs to happen for you to be in bed, sleeping eyes shut by 10 o'clock, and so you can wake up at 6 o'clock, or 9:30 if you want to wake up at 5 o'clock, so you can actually get 7.5 hours of actual sleep. That's number 1. No way to hack it. Number 2 is to eat more veggies. Right now I'm on a paleo. For the last 5 months I've been doing paleo, which is essentially really clean sources of animal protein and lots of vegetables. If you have a plate, it's a smaller plate. The meat is only the size of like your palm, 3 to 4 ounces of chicken, grass-fed beef, fish. We'll do good sources of fish. We eat eggs every morning, avocado. We're allowed to have good sources of fat. And that's pretty much it. And broccoli and spinach and all of the good sources of just green vegetables, really dark leafy greens. That's about it. That's all you can really eat if you want to be healthy. You've got to cut out the bread. You've got to cut out the pasta. I had a really smart, he was a functional doctor. He's actually like the doctor for some of the PGA, the highest level professional golf players. And he said to me, like, eating pasta or eating white bread or any junky carb like that, it's catastrophic to your health. Like, he used the term catastrophic. Like, the spikes of insulin and blood sugars and all that is really, really bad. And at one point I was actually pre-diabetic, where there's like 4 indicators in your blood work. And again, I'm not smart enough to know what they are. But I was pre-diabetic, and it was because I was marginally eating good food and I wasn't really paying attention to my health all that much. And I was just kind of going through the motions. And I thought I wasn't totally unhealthy, but I had an extra 30 pounds of, fat on me. And it was because I wasn't eating a lot of vegetables, and I was eating bread, I was eating pasta, and I was eating candy. Like we would go to the movies once a week and I would eat candy like a little kid, and for me, it was the awakening around having that pre-diabetes diagnosis, which there's nothing to do with pre-diabetes except to work to get it away from that with just healthy eating. It was that, and just a conversation with this guy, Dr. Ara Supia, I think is his name. He actually wrote a book as well. And he said that this is catastrophic. If you keep going down this path, it will end up in a bad place. And I was only 225 pounds. I was working out here and there, so eat more veggies. Number 3, and I don't want this to come off as preachy, because I've suffered around all of these areas, and I've hacked my sleep, and I've eaten like not great food, and drink more water. That's number 3. There's nothing rocket sciencey about it. I have this gallon here. It's made by Build Life. It's on Amazon, and it has these little 7 a.m., 9 a.m. Okay, so it is now, as I'm recording this, off. I'm going to drink it right here. So I'm modeling good health for you. And I'd recommend, I do a big chug. I do about 16 ounces at a time. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 times throughout the day. Well, probably more, since this is a gallon. It's probably 10 in here. A gallon's what, 128 ounces or something like that. Anyway, get a gallon container and drink it throughout the day. You need it. It's anywhere. I've had someone tell me it's like 6 to 7 liters. A gallon is closer to 4 liters. And like 1 liter throughout the day is not enough. You need like half your body weight in ounces is kind of what you need. So that's about 100 for me. And so I do 128 as my goal. Some days I don't get there the whole way. Some days I come home, or I'll come down from my office here in my home. I'll go downstairs and I'm carrying a whole gallon full. And I just get into my day and I forget. A lot of us have chronic dehydration, which there's a whole bunch of research that it's brain fog, it is energy levels, it just committing to like 10 days of just hydrating, drinking a gallon of water for 10 days with the sleep, with eating a little bit better, everything will be different in your life. You'll be more clear, you'll have more energy with that one thing. The last thing, number 4 here, is to move your body, not in a grand gesture kind of way. It's not the way in 2015 that I committed to doing a marathon where I had never run before. This is to move your body. If you don't move your body, if you're not in a good practice of working out 4 times a week, ideally a couple cardio, 2 to 3 cardio, 2 to 3 weights. I do these boot camps where I run and I lift weights. I got a Peloton tread, which is unbelievably an awesome piece of equipment. But when I was getting back into this, like I realized, I read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is one area, health overall, specifically though, moving my body, physical exercise, that I've really struggled with. And it's because I do the grand gesture. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. That's a direct quote from James Clear from the book Atomic Habits. Highly recommend. I'm listening it to the 3rd time right now because it's so powerful. When it comes to exercise, it's doing a little thing consistently. And it's having triggers set up so that you'll do that healthy thing more consistently. To eat more veggies, you need to have vegetables cut up in the house ready to eat. And you need to get rid of the food that is not serving your health, right? Those are triggers. Those are systems that you can set up so you can be successful in that area. With respect to moving your body, you need to, sometimes I'll put my gym clothes on at night if I know I need to get a workout in because my next evening has some family stuff in it. I know I can't get a workout. I wake up in my workout outfit with my shoes right next to my bed with the socks right there. And I'm like, okay. So I get through my Bible study, my meditation, my gratitude practice, And I know sometimes between 6:45 and 8:15 when the kids leave, I've got 90 minutes where I got to take care of my family and get a workout in. Like that's a trigger for me that we can put in place. And for me, I started with something simple. It was to walk 2 miles 3 times a week when I was just getting back into the practice of taking care of my physical body. And I just had an accountability, a tracking system around that. Did I do that thing? So that's my recommendation for you is do that. Walk 30 minutes 3 times a week if you don't have any kind of physical exercise workout right now. No matter how tough you think you are or were, or where you're physical, like if you should go out and run 5 miles, just start with a walk to get into the committing yourself to a practice of taking care of your physical body. And those 4 practices, right? We talked about get more sleep, 7.5 to 8 hours is kind of my sweet spot. Eat more veggies, less crap carbs, no sugar. I don't eat gluten. 95% I don't eat gluten. Basically, I've eliminated dairy. Sugars have to be eliminated. Alcohol for some of you for a period of time. You know, Whole30 is basically how I eat. My ideal of how I eat, which is just whole foods. You know, get rid of all the processed stuff and just commit to that sort of diet. You know, and you have to, in the book Atomic Habits, he talks about, you know, your identity. You have to shift how you see yourself. If you see yourself as an athlete, which we are, I mean, we have the ability to earn 7-figure incomes like athletes do, professional athletes. You know, why would we not take care of our physical body like an athlete does because of its earning potential? So that's eat more veggies. Number 2, drink more water. Chronic dehydration leads to a whole slew of bad stuff. And then number 4 is move your body. Commit to some tracking, first of all, maybe get a baseline of where you're at right now. I talked about getting the Aura Ring, maybe take a Whole30 challenge, maybe get one of these water bottles here that I mentioned, the Build Life water bottle, a gallon, and then commit to 3 workouts a week, 30 minutes, whatever it is, and then go up to 4, maybe increase the number of minutes that you're walking. Maybe it shifts into a run, or maybe you start doing some sort of workout in the house. Again, that's another thing. I don't go to the gym. I work out in my house because I want to eliminate those pockets of dead time from my schedule because I want to spend time with my kids. I don't want to be commuting to a gym. I don't want to be rushing out of the house in the morning to go to the gym because I'm going to miss my family time. So again, that goes back to our last podcast about time blocking, the power of time blocking. You can get it all done, I promise you. All right, so will you commit to maximizing your energy levels so you can show up at a higher level as a dad or mom, as a husband or wife, and especially as a business owner, because that thing will fuel the rest of your life if you get it right. And so if you're at the point where, you know, maybe you're just tuning into the podcast and these are all hitting home for you, we definitely, if you can sort of get a gist of what we focus on, it's holistic in that I want you to show up in every area of your life. I want you to achieve all your goals. There's no point in selling 10,000 homes over your lifetime if you let go of your physical health, your spiritual health, your relationships, right? I don't want that for you. So our approach is definitely holistic. We're going to look at where you are in every area of your life. You know, we do mostly business tools and systems, and we get the business right. We're not going to let you off the hook when it comes to all of your other responsibilities. And so if that's you and this is just hitting you at a point where you know you need to talk about it, you're running a small team, a medium team, size team, a large team, doesn't matter, anywhere from 500,000 GCI to 5 million GCI. You know, there's challenges in every part of that business growth journey. Go to realestatebschool.com. Click on schedule a business growth strategy session. It's that bright orange banner on top. And as of the recording of this episode, I'm still doing these strategy sessions and I love them. I can really dig into where you're at, where you want to go and what's holding you back. So I will see you there.